Today we bring you a special conversation with women, four beautiful women who redefine what modern success looks like. They are not just winners of the beauty pageants, but they redefine the success of modern world, and they come from various fields, from engineering, from social media, and from fashion designing. They have come a long way. Today, we are joined by Miss Diva winners of 2025 with us. Welcome all on Times Now. We have Miss Diva Cosmo, Avni Kake Kochi with us, Miss Diva Supranational, Avni Gupta, Miss Diva Fashion Designer, Aishwarya V, and Miss Diva Content Creator, Monica D'Souza with us. So welcome all on Times Now. Avni, what was the winning moment for you? Was like, whose face did you see in your mind after the winning moment? Who came to your mind?
Rather than my mind, I could see them right in front of me. My parents and my brother flew all the way from Bangalore just to watch the finale. And their hands just went up and my dad's eyes started tearing. So that was a very heart-filling moment for me. And my entire journey just rushed through like a reel. And especially when the crowning was happening, I was just eternally grateful to that one moment. I want to relive it over and over again in my head.
For you, what thoughts came to your mind? The entire journey must have come as a flashback to you.
Yeah, exactly. When my name was announced, and just before that also, when I was waiting for the announcement to be done, my entire journey kind of flashed in front of my eyes. Those sleepless nights, those hard works, those late night calls to my family, friends, those breakdowns that I had in the journey. Everything came in front of me, and I felt very satisfied in myself that, all this journey, everything that I have dealt with, everything that I have experienced has come to such a beautiful outcome, and it had led me win this pageant, and that just was a beautiful ending to this journey.
Aishwarya, you are currently, even now you are pursuing education, and at a very young age you have won the title. What was your moment like?
Yeah, so I recently just graduated, and months after graduating, I joined Miss Diva and got shortlisted on and on. And to be honest, since I just graduated and there were a lot of people with a lot of brand or people running their own brand, a lot of experience. So I was not very confident in myself that meaning I know that I've done a good job, I've poured my heart out, and I know I've done the best I could. But it was not a comparison, but it was more about a competition, right? So the first moment I won, I was not sure I would win for sure. And then all I could see in front of my eyes were my parents and my sister, because throughout my journey, they have been nothing but a huge support. And I wanted to, more than winning this title, I wanted to give this title and dedicate it to them, for them being supportive and raising me to be the person I am right now. And in a field that is not that easy, being right next to me the whole time. So right after I won, my parents weren't there for the finale. I ran out with my trophy and then I showed it to them, and I just cried and said I won.
Right. Monica, you interact with your fans on regular basis. You know what the audience likes and how they react to it. But winning this title, how is it different than getting millions of views, millions of likes on a post?
To be honest, it was a quick recap to my journey and all the flashback of all the sleepless night and all the efforts and all the early morning call times to late night shoot, all the re-edits, rework. I think it all paid off. It felt like a huge responsibility at the same time, and I feel a lot of more responsible now, I would say. And I would really like to thank my audience. I call them my family. They're not really audience, They have held me, supported me, and I'm here because of them and their love and support and the belief they show in my content every time and each time.
Avni, when you first thought of coming here, what was your expectation and what the reality was like? How did it change you? What were your expectations and what you experienced here?
I did not come with an expectation as such, but I knew that I would tackle everything one thing at a time. Otherwise, I'd be overwhelmed naturally. But one thing that went above my expectation is I thought it would be a very long time. You know, we would barely get 3-4 hours of sleep, all of us. We would go for hair and makeup, we would finish shooting late at night, and we had to prep for the very next day as well, right? But it never felt that long. Every day went by so fast because we were so occupied. That clearly meant that I liked what I did. I never saw myself complaining. And you know that you like what you do when time passes by so fast. But if it's like a 1 minute plank, it doesn't go by at all. That clearly means you don't like doing it. Just kidding, I like working out. But that was my take back from the journey, that I genuinely like being here. And it felt like the platform I had to be in.
Avni, how had you prepared yourself mentally, physically, and what were the challenges that you faced throughout the Miss Diva pageant?
When I came here, I had a thought of winning it. I'm being very honest with this because I wanted to win this. But I know that when you have so many expectations from yourself, it gives you feel anxious and nervous when it is actually the D-Day. And to control that anxiousness and nervousness in me, I used to remind myself about my journey, how I started, and the dream of a younger self of me who wanted to be on this stage. And when I am here now, it is very important that I live it to the fullest. Like every moment I actually enjoy it so that I have a story to tell to my children and grandchildren one day. And this is what I have, through my entire journey, this is what I've been believing. About the challenges during the Miss Diva journey, I would say that it is not just me, but everyone, all the top 8 would say that it was not just the top 8, I'm sorry, all the top 24 contestants would say that it was quite hectic. But you know that it is hectic, you are sleep deprived, you haven't eaten quite well for a few days, but at the end of the day, you are satisfied, you are relaxed that you are doing what you love. You are at the right place and you're doing something right, that you're happy.
Aishwarya, coming to you, fashion is a statement. We express ourselves through fashion. What is your take on current Indian trends, Indian fashion, and how you want to shape it further?
That's a very beautiful question, and you're absolutely right. Fashion is who we are and how we express ourselves. And speaking of Indian trends, I am really impressed by the Indian markets recently because Indians have found a ground to mix fusion and how to incorporate ethnicity in their everyday lives. Coming from corsets have always been very Victorian era founded, but then Indians have made it reclaiming it and stuff. So I think that's very beautiful, and being able to layer jhumkas with jeans, there's just a lot of experimentation that's going on, and that is something I really am here for, and I admire that. Yeah, definitely. And speaking of self-expression, it's more than that. It gives you confidence, it tells you who you are, and it definitely tells a story. Your fashion speaks before you speak.
Monica, there are a lot of misconceptions about being an influencer. People think content creation is easy, making reels is easy, but you know the hardest part of it. What do you think that people should be aware of, that what goes behind those millions of views? What are those challenges that you want people to know?
I think it's very difficult to be relatable. If I would follow the trend, I would lose the authenticity. So I do not run behind the trend. I think something which relates to my originality, I try to follow that. So I think finding your own self, finding your own niche is very important, except of doing everything in one go when it comes to social media.
You all come from a very different backgrounds, very different career. You are an aerospace engineer. How did that shift change you, or you also work for agricultural defense fields? So how would you link that with the field that currently you have entered?
That will bring me to my project, which is called the Regas. So we have a product. It was a prototype, and now I want to bring this as a product and launch it globally. And this will be my project for Miss Cosmo International. So there are 100 plus countries that use LPG gas as their cooking gas, right? But the one thing that we don't really think about is that this gas is extremely dense and volatile, and it can seep in through the silent places, to the tiniest of places, and it is extremely dangerous. You can't even smell this. And a lot of people have lost livelihood, and people I know have lost their entire livelihood because of the spark. One spark can create an entire destruction. And there are about 400 cases that happen yearly in India. So imagine the kind of cases that can happen globally. So this particular project of mine gives an awareness to people to sort of keep your gases very safe, to keep your houses safe through a product. It's called Regas, where the moment it senses the slightest of a gas leak, it will give you a beep on your phone and in the entire house, and you can immediately take actions. It will also give fire alarms and all kinds of safety, and every house needs to have this. This is a very less spoken about issue, but once it's always easier to take precautions rather than taking steps after the destruction.
Avni, you come from a corporate field as well. You have experience of auditing, being in commerce field. How is that shift for you? And why do you think that you wanted to switch on this side?
Very honestly, it was never a shift for me. I've always been a girl who loved facing the camera and who loved modeling. And my days were similar to 9 to 5 being my work in front of the laptop in my office, but my 5 to 9 included my shoots and trying to increase my reach, my portfolio, building my portfolio if it comes to modeling, preparing for pageants. So it has never been a shift for me. It is just that I am prioritizing my dream over my job now.
You all now have a big responsibility on you. People are looking forward to you for bringing new changes for all the women in India, for all the youngsters in India. What would be your contribution? According to you, how would you contribute through the fashion field to reach out to the mass women in India, and considering the challenges that Indian women face every day?
Yes. So being the title winner of Miss Diva 2025 definitely comes with the responsibility of educating and giving the enough information to people. And I think one of my major goal in life also has been, more than pursuing design as a field, I also want to inspire them into getting into achieving their dreams. And I should say something that makes me really proud right now is that my sister, she's my younger sister, and she was also very into digital design and all that. But then after seeing me take my step into fashion, and then seeing me pursue, now she's also studying fashion communication, and and she always calls me her inspiration, which gives me chills till now. And I'd like to see a lot of people enter into the field knowing what's to come without being blindsided, right? So that is very important, because when they perceive fashion, they perceive only one side of it. They perceive what the media tells them or what they see through movies. But it's more than that. There is depth and character, and then there is story, and there is culture, that you're basically reviving an entire generation and centuries of lives and tales through today's modern way of speaking. So that is something I want to educate and inspire a lot of young women, and really empower them into getting into this field. Yeah.
Monica, on social media, across all the platforms, we see various kinds of content, and how big influence it makes. You have millions of people watching you, and what responsibility you have on yourself, and how through this platform you would make that change, bring that change to your followers?
As you said, I feel a lot responsible even more now because after having this on my shoulder, after winning Miss Diva content creator, I feel I'm responsible for a lot of people who are watching me, a lot of young audience, a lot of women, a lot of guys as well, how they look towards the women, how they look towards the content creation. It's very important to not to neglect your education, as I feel. I think a lot of people are just running like a bus behind the content creation, but they are neglecting their education, which is not correct. I myself, I finished my entire MBA. I did work in a corporate for a few years. I still have a job. I think make your side hustle so strong that one day both you balance out both, or maybe you have option to choose out of both. So I think a huge responsibility it was. I said I also work for German University where I send students for education. So I think education between this entire race should not be neglected is what I try to maintain this in my social media as well.
I would say Miss Diva is only your first step, and from now on you are going to represent India as well on an international level. How do you think that you would take all the people through India? What things that you want other people to know about India?
India is a very diverse country, and representing the north, the south, the east, and the west is going to be a big responsibility. But Miss Cosmo International itself is a very modern pageant, I would say. There's debate, there's cultural exchange, there's so many carnivals, events that's hosted by the pageant. So I would want to prepare for it and exchange art and culture between the two countries, obviously. And being a dancer myself, I see a lot of I was in fact talking to a lot of Vietnamese fans yesterday post my crowning. They were talking about the kind of food that I can taste, the places that I can visit, the places that's similar to India. So we had conversations like that. So it'll happen slowly but seamlessly. I just have to post a lot more and prepare a lot more with respect to debate or the way I dress up. So it's these small things. So the things that I carry from India would probably be food, of course, and the kind of clothings that we have is something that I'm focusing on right now. But it'll obviously expand over the next few months before I go to my international pageant.
Avni, according to you, what part of India that you would want the world to see? What's your favorite location to be, favorite clothing to wear?
So, coming from a country where we are known for our hospitality, I would like to take that value with me when I go to represent my country. And apart from this, we have such a diverse culture, and me coming from the city of Taj Mahal, I would like to depict that through my journey at supranational. And I would like to let everyone know that because I have myself experienced post my crowning, when I will be going there, it is not just me who is going. I'm taking the expectations of all the people with me who just want to, see the name India shine in front of other countries, and to let everyone know how passionate, how beautiful our country is.
Aishwarya, Indian clothing is something that entire world looks up to. We have all sorts of traditional clothing. What's your favorite, and what would you like to present to the world, bringing old traditions again or creating new ones?
Yeah, so reviving old traditional textile is my favorite always. And even for my finale garment, that's something I did. I had taken Gujarat's Ajrak craft and then created a modernized silhouette and still kept the craft intact by giving natural hand block printing by the artisans. So if I have to bring it to a global platform, my favorite garments would be Angrakas, which has been centuries old, and even till today it has been modernized and has been worn by many. But speaking of global domination of India. I think India has a very, very beautiful and diverse cultures, of course, and bringing all elements together without separating it into its states is something I really want to see, because I don't want East to be separate, West to be separate, North or South, like that, because I've been through all of these states, and then seeing them all at one person's view is not, it's not that different after all, you know. Everyone has their own norms, everyone has their own culture, everyone has their own way of living, but in the end, at the core, we are all the same. And bringing it globally and giving India its name, and you know how Scandinavian scarves go nowadays, that is not what I want for India. I want dupatta to be dupatta, not Scandinavian scarves. Yeah, so that's my take on that.
Monica, we are seeing a lot of content creations in terms of, if we look at India from world's perspective, what things that you would like to present to the world through your content, while we are seeing it may be from fashion industry, from various sorts of content creation. What according to you, like you beautifully presented our Mumbai city through your reels, what part of India that you would like to present to the world?
Originality. I think each part of India is beautiful. It has its own roots, its own origin. For example, how we appreciate the glass skin, the Korean skin. Let me tell you, we come from a place of Ayurveda. Why we are not embracing the Ayurveda for skincare? Why it is not next Korean skincare hair? Why it's not next Ayurveda skincare hack? So coming from the niche of beauty, skincare, fashion, and as you saw in my finale reel, I did change the entire costume of a rickshaw, auto driver, as we say, the khaki, into the modern refined khaki, you know, it looked beautiful. Same way I would like to do for fishermen. I did a fisherman as well, right? I did an outfit with newspaper as well. So I think experimental at the same time, using that platform to showcase your roots.
Avni, after winning Miss Diva Cosmo 2025, how do you want to take this further in empowering women of India, empowering the people of our country, and inspiring the young generations?
I think beauty is to create impact, and as a dance teacher, as a dancer, I'm able to create that impact by helping a 5-year-old or a 15-year-old find the rhythm of their life, of their heart, by teaching them dance or different cultures of India. And I'm an entrepreneur too. I have my own manufacturing setup in Bangalore. So there we are able to provide women a livelihood, and they are supporting their families too. That itself is women empowerment. And we have various projects where women are coming in and taking their stand and doing this project. So that is where women empowerment begins. And I'm proud to have gotten these projects to Miss Diva Cosmo here.
It was very nice to have you with Times Now, and we are not just hearing to the 4 different people, but 4 different journeys from 4 different parts of India, and we wish you good luck for your coming projects, and thank you so much for speaking with Times Now. Congratulations once again for Miss Diva 2025.
Thank you so much, means a lot.
She asks tough questions like no other journalist.
Droopy volatility driven by global